getting back to the whole issue, well, it's mismanaged or this or that, the other. There are people who are gonna go out there and say that regardless of the decision that's made. They love to sit there and make claim against the management of the district. But the fact of the matter is, there's a business that's adhered to here. You know, I believe Mel's absolutely right when he says in good faith this is put out there. But with that, the board still has the power and the decision of how you want to treat this. I believe you're on good footing if you sit there and say, no, we're not going to give this beyond what it is in the contract. We're not going to treat it as termination pay. You're on equal footing to say, well, you know, in this instance, this is something that we recognize as a way to recognize the years of service that we grant our teachers, and we want to be able to let people know that Florence is a good place to have a career and to serve children, because I'll be honest with you, it's hard to find good help. And Mr. Janego's been as good as it comes. He's done a very good job for the system. And so you have the power here. It's within your jurisdiction to make this decision. That is why, you know, I have held you as peer jurists in this process to say, I want you to make your decision here as a team, this meeting now. Have your discussions, have your arguments, and come forward. I have not spoken with you because I'm not going to use my position of trust with you to influence your decisions. And that is one of the most important tenets of the relationship between the superintendent and the board, is to give you the chance to think right now of how you're going to represent the public in this community. Because at the end of the day, you're an elected official, and if people don't like the decisions that you're doing as a manager of the district, then they can step up and put their name on the ticket against you the next time you're on. Until then, they're not sitting there having to make these decisions. And they're pretty heavy decisions. And Gary, I agree with you, it is a heavy decision. And I certainly hope when it's all said and done that there is no ill feel one way or another. June 30th, 2012.
Likely it was a situation that arises again.
You will have one next year. We already have a resignation that's turned into a contract for a teacher next year. It's already submitted regarding this next year.
Did you say Julie could check to find out?
Well, I can look right now, but we still have the end of the year to pay out, and we still have May taxes to come in. We don't know what our actual fund balance is compared to what it's going to be after June 30th. I can certainly look, that's not a problem, but it's not probably a true look until the end of the school year, until all the taxes get posted.
Did you want to check?
Well, I guess the consideration is if we could go to that general fund budget money, what's the legality of doing that?
As a board,
well, the money's already been invested. It's $24,000 in the general budget for because of the two teachers. So
In the school district,
so their money's there for the, but the bottom line, then we decided the precedent from now on. If it's so desired that they want to take the option to roll it into their termination pay, then we would have to review that matching plan. Otherwise, they could just have that lump sum at the end of their time and not roll it into their termination.
Because if we set ourselves up to have to pay that matching money, then we need to put that in the next coming year's budget.
And we already have to put that in the retirement, and we'll do that at
yeah, retirement we would have for next year. We have money we've already planned for this already. I mean, for the 24,000 for the 3 people, we have to plan that for years.
so the 8,000 is basically what it would cost to pay somebody's insurance for 2 years.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that, I think they've blown that particular figure because that was,
Yeah, I just was wondering if you had a number, how many times have the 80, 40 been paid during this contract period? Teachers retiring who have received the $8,040 and not requested it be put in their tier.
Under this current contract, this is the first one.
This is the first time it was negotiated. No, how many times, okay, but how many times was it paid without being requested to put in retirement? This is the first time it's been requested to be put in the retirement.
that was, it was negotiated. In the past, it wasn't a negotiated item. It was
Right.
something that the board was,
So it hasn't happened at all that this $8,040 has been paid to someone to pay their insurance.
we had two, Julie, didn't you say we had
We had
two
two
previously that took a lump sum?
lump sum.
But it wasn't part of the, at that point, it wasn't part of the negotiated contract.
So it wasn't under this contract, that's my question.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, it was
That was my question.
2009, I believe, was the last time it was offered, and it was offered by the board, not in contract.
Julie, was that $8,000 or $12,000?
That was 12 for
That's
them.
about,
Yeah, I believe they did, it was 3 years, it was $12,060, or 3 years worth of health insurance
right.
at
And
that time. That's
At
what
that
the
time.
2009 was.
right. And at that time, the choice was clearly stated that they could either take 3 years of insurance or take this lump sum.
Yes, and they had, again, at that point, when we had the form, that they chose that and signed that, they told us what they would like to do with that.
If I'm not mistaken, the contract doesn't really say lump sum, does it? Or does it? No. Well, they had a different choice.
What's the payment of?
We have to get the contract. Yeah. Julie, you want to copy the contract? Sure, you want me to read it?
We have section,
You have a copy there, Gary?
Yeah,
Would you like to read it?
early retirement incentive program. The district will offer an early retirement incentive program for the first 3 teachers with 25 years experience, having served 20 full-time years at Florence-Carlton School District, who will apply by April 1st in the amount of $8,040. So it's that.
And incentive is,
Here. G, up at the top.
and the early retirement incentive,
Didn't you read something else, Mr. Janego, about what was eligible?
Well, that was in the
Role?
teacher's retirement handbook.
Right, what did
In Helen.
didn't it say?
That's one of the, yeah.
So it seems to me like in the contract, this money is titled an incentive, retirement incentive.
Mm.
And in the retirement handbook, it specifically uses the word incentive
Right.
as something that qualifies for a rollover.
I looked at that myself. In the TRS, the termination incentive, in the contract, we talk about the retirement incentive.
Well, I'd like to make a motion citing the intent of the board and also good faith and fair dealing. I move to deny Mr. Janego's request.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Call for the question. All those in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned.
Or do you still?
I agree.
Okay.
Thank you for this.